Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon. Hold your power.
Decided to go into pre-law, then journalism, and with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. You will fail at some point in your life, accept it. You will lose. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. You will embarrass yourself, you will suck at something. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. I didn't quit. I prayed. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright.
Can't even go out there and do that without harassment and negligence and just everything. It's just devastating.
There is so much love to give. Something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh, I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Something happened while Quentin was in the bathtub and he drowned and they were both high. That's my theory.
Hey family, how is everybody doing? Welcome, come on in. I am trying to get this together here. We'll get it. Anyway, you guys, running a little late, but we're here. We are here. There's a lot of things that's been going on in our minds about what's going on the Shanquell case. This is part 2. We're going to talk about it. I want to thank, we're not on Petition tonight because I need my phone because it didn't get to, my download was not acting right and I got frustrated and other stuff is going on in my life. So I am just going to use this. I'm turning sideways so I don't have to just... But you guys, we're going to go over it. If you guys want to, we're going to go over it. So that is why we're not on Petition. We're going to go over it. I know you guys going to have questions. How you doing, Lisa Taylor? I see you. Good evening. It's been a while. Hey, Woke the God, Freddie, Lisa Taylor, Asanja Waz, Zena. We got Soldier Girl. I think I seen Soldier Girl. Lisa Calhoun. Joanne, Miss Philly G, Lisa Calhoun. Going up real quick. Brown Sugar's in the house. Come holler at her sister, Jackie Bartiz. Amari's in the building. Okay, we got family all up in here. We're gonna talk about it, you guys. And I know things are going on in you guys' life. Trust me, things is going on in everybody's life. I was supposed to write down things that was just because it was 18 sheets of information. Some of you guys went and got the information, and some of you guys are waiting for me to bring it to you. So I wanted to go and print it off, but like I said, my life is all scattered all over the place. And so, anywho's, I am going, after looking over it, it took me 3 to 5 minutes to go over it because even though it's 18 sheets, it's only but 3 sheets that are important. So why do I have to go in? Oh, my phone is like, it's going dead. Okay. If it goes dead, it goes dead. That's all I can say. That's all I can do right now. But not the phone that I need. I need to go put that one on the charger because I'm going to need it later on. Anyway, thank you everybody for showing up and coming in and supporting like always. I see Diane Harris done came in here and Sandra on the word. And I am making the reservations to go to Tennessee. And I don't know, maybe I'll have a job, maybe I won't. Things change so quick. So let me share with you guys one of the official information from the Attorney General official seal. It's an interview transcript. And I know Brown Sugar ran and got it because we was on live and she was like, I got it. And we was like, don't tell us, don't let us read it first. And she was like, I'm not going to tell you, but I found it. So we're going to go over it. I'm going to clean my glasses first real quick, if that's okay with you guys. We're going to go over this. You know, I don't have no eyeglass wipes, so hot air. Some people say I'm full of hot air, but I may agree today. But God is good. Isn't God good? He's good. Oh my goodness, I just love him so much. He said, we're the apple of his eye, but I believe he's the apple of my eye. Oh, he's so good. One of these days, you guys will slow down and I'll talk to you about what's going on in my life and how he's made everything all right. He's made everything all right. We're going to have church in here. People be thinking they be putting you in a bad situation. And I tell you, God, he comes around all the time. Come on, church. All the time. Woo, and it can't nobody do it like he do it. My God. He is awesome. I love him so much. When you think that you know what's going on. I'll talk to y'all later about it. But let's get off into this letter. So the letter that Benjamin Crump sent to the president was actually attached all the receipts of the interview, the transcript of what was said and what wasn't said. So I'm going to go over it and I can go over the whole thing, you guys. So the first person, it says, here we go. And if I can't pronounce the word because they're Mexican words, Honduras and all this other stuff, Pedro, Gillian, and all this other stuff, hey, don't make fun of me. I don't speak Spanish. And like, say, for instance, here's a word right here. FRACCIONAMIENTO. Okay. You don't know it either. Okay. So don't make fun of me. So here we go. The first interview says, I am the administrator of the Villa Casa Linda 32. Okay. So it's the Dora Beach Club. Remember, we was trying to figure out, was it another, but it's basically a country club in Mexico where they have tennis and hockey and golf and swimming pools, and it's very luxurious, and they have all of that stuff. So it says where I have worked. So this person is the administrator. He says where I have worked for more than a year and a half. Once I observed on my cell phone the video circulating in social network where two of the guests who had registered in the villa appeared, where one of them dressed in pajamas with shorts and blouse. That's Dejanay. Possibly color pink, white with black, and a light colored cap. That's Dejanay. You know, the rope-a-doper. You know, we call a big bird. That's Dejanay. So, appearing, hitting another female person who was naked. The one who is hitting the other is the person named Dejanay Jackson. So they witnessed, that's Dejanay. That is the person I've been dealing with. So the person that's the administrator has witnessed that is Dejanay that's hitting the other occupant of the guest at the Casa Villa Linda 32, whom I identified because I served as a translator on the day of the events when the authorities were in the village conducting the proceedings. In the video, it can be seen that the headboard is illuminated by the sun rays, and due to the location of the sun rays, I can deduce that it is between 7 and 8:30 a.m. Make sure you guys write that down, because remember, that is going to be a factor. I'm going to write it down because that's going to be a factor. He's saying because of the illuminating rays of the backboard of the sun bouncing off, that at it is 7 to 8:30 a.m. in the morning. 7 to 8:30 a.m. in the morning. He's saying this is when the fight took place. Okay? Since the bedroom 1 and 3 are waterfront, and it is easy to deduce the morning schedule since the sun rays on the seaside illuminate those rooms. That is the room number 3, because that is the only one that has a hammock outside of it. And the hammock can be seen in the video. Now, remember, you seen in the video Shanquell laying in a hammock. So Shanquell, this was Shanquell's room. Okay. And we're definitely going to believe that it's Shanquell's room, because she was laying in a hammock and all that. Okay, because that is the only room that has the hammock outside of it, and you can see the hammock can be seen in the video. So also after 10 a.m., the sun rays begin to reflect towards the floor of the bedroom, since there are some pergolas on the outside of the room. So I can also say that in the villa, both at sunrise and sunset are very annoying, for the reason the owner decided to place wood on the windows to prevent the sun's rays from entering. I know this because I am the administrator of the villa, and on many occasions I have been in the room at that time of the morning. Finally, I wish to state that the villa was reserved from October the 28th to October the 31st. So we got some times, we got some dates and all of that stuff. And that is all I wish to state. That's the administrator. So the only thing the administrator kind of basically told us was this video had to been taken between 7 o'clock and 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. in the morning. He knows that because at 10 a.m., the sun rays will hit the floor. You know what I'm saying? As the sun comes up, it will hit the floor. But the sun is actually hitting right across to the headboard. That's why he knows it is 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning, which is good to know and not assume. That's going to be very important. So I'm going to go to the next document. And in this document, this is my statement given to the investigators Agent Sui Papaka Miller in reference to the facts that are being investigated today. After informing me the reason for my presence in the interview, I have been employed by, they blacked it out so we can't see it, or Cabo Villa in the United States, where I worked at Concierge in attention and customer service. I provide service assistance with doubt. Any service that is needed for approximately 3.5 years. On October the 28th, so we do know we're still talking about October the 28th, I have been informed of the arrival of some guests to the Villa Casa Linda 32, which is located in Puerto Fundora, Puerto Rico, La Cabo, La San Jose del Cabo, and Cala Perde Killian. The day before I was sent the work schedule of the villa that we are to take care of as concierge. So I knew that the guests of the Casa Linda Villa would arrive around 3 p.m. That's what time they're supposed to arrive. Remember this, you guys. They were supposed to arrive around 3 p.m. on October the 28th, 2022. The main client was Desiree Jackson with the phone number, and then they give her number, but it's not on no more, but I'm not going to throw it out there just in case she had it taken down for a while and hooked it back up. Who contacted me. So Desiree contacted the concierge around noon by text message to report that their flight had been delayed due to the weather and that she would be telling me her new arrival time, confirming me that it would be at 17:19 p.m. Okay, so they were supposed to arrive at 3, but they didn't arrive to Mexico until 17:19, which 17:19, and that is military time, would be that would be 5:19. Okay, p.m. So their plane was 2 hours late. Okay, you guys got it? Okay, Soldier Girl's in the building. Okay, then she asked me if after arriving and taking the transportation, she could stop to do some shopping, to which I responded that there is no problem. So they wanted to stop and do some shopping. We don't know who all is in this this flight that got dropped off. And there's reason to think about this, you guys, as we go on. So just remember, she wanted to go shopping, and he says no problem. Then she told me that she would be letting me know the time they were going to arrive. She texted me when they left the shopping center. She arrived at the Casa Linda Villa around 2000 hours. So now she didn't arrive till 8 p.m. Okay? She didn't arrive until 8 p.m. 20 hours is 8 p.m. She said, I had arrived at the villa about 15 minutes before. So he arrived around about 7:45. He says, I have arrived at the villa about 15 minutes before, and upon entering, I see a person of slim build, Afro-American. So African-American man, about 1.75 millimeter tall, about 25 to 30 years of age, to whom I introduced myself since he asked me who I was. I told him that I am his concierge and that I will be supporting his vacation and everything he needs. Also at the villa were chef such and such, they won't say the name, and the waitress such and such, who are employees of the company and co-workers. Moments before, when I saw the guests, I was surprised since I wasn't aware that there were guests already at the villa, to which the chef told me. So this man was already there before before Dejanay got there. So the main guest was already there. And they're only talking about one right now. It says that two people, a couple, had arrived. Now, when they say a couple, it could be a couple like we're together, like boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife, or woman, man, or man, or whatever. But he says couple. Now, remember, we're talking about Mexican, and their English is not good. So when they say a couple, they probably said two, and not saying dos people, but dos mean two, and dos can mean couple too, not meaning a couple like a couple. But I mean, take it however you want. If it's a couple like we're together, like boyfriend, girlfriend, but it could just mean couple meaning two. I'm just being honest with you. I don't know if Shanquell is there yet or not. We're going to talk about it. But it says that two people, a couple, had arrived at the villa a few hours before. However, I only saw the male guest described above. I prepared my registration sheet, the information I have to provide to the client: guacamole, tortilla chips, margaritas, and I waited for the main client, who arrived almost immediately in Cabo Transport. They got off with their groceries, bottles of alcohol, and tequila, put down their suitcases, start taking pictures of the villa. They looked excited. In total, 5 people arrived: 3 women, 2 of them African American, and 1 between African American and mixed Latino of them. So 5 people arrived. So you got Dejanay. We know she arrived. And then you got, I would like to know who the man was that was already there. Exactly. And then they said 3 women. Did they say, hold on, let me go back up a little bit. 5 people arrived, 3 women. Dejanay is one of them. And who are the other 2 women? The other 2 women could be Alicia and Winter, because they only said 3 women and 2 men. All right. So we're going to talk about that. Just remember, it was 5 arrived: 3 women and 2 men of African American. Because remember, 2 people was already there. So 5, 6, 7. So everybody keeps saying, so it's 7. So is Nazir already there? But they're talking about 3 women and 2 men. Or is Shanquell already there with Khalil? And the 2 men that arrived with her, is it Malik and Nazir? Okay. Anyway, get your minds to thinking. I'm going to read this again. They looked excited. In total, 5 people arrived: 3 women, 2 of them African American, and 1 between African American and mixed Latino of them. The main one, named Dejanay Jackson, who is of sturdy build, tall, dark skin with a thick voice. She was accompanied by 2 male guests of African American descent. Remember, 1 man is already there, and now 2 came with her. That's 3 men. Both of slim build. One of them had dreadlocks. I introduced myself to the main guest, Miss Jackson, as her concierge and welcomed her. I asked her if she would like to see the villa and show her to her rooms, along with some of the guests or friends, to decide who would stay in the rooms. We returned to the dining room to sign the documents, which consists of guest registration, insurance included in the villa, and residential complex rules, and provide a copy of each one of them, registering the following. Khalil was number 1. Malik Dyer was number 2. Winter Donovan, number 3. Shaquella Robinson, number 4. Elisa Hyatt, number 5. Dejanay Jackson, number 6. And Nazir Wiggins, number 7. Investigation agent Sue Miller in this act. The main guest stayed in the master bedroom, which is located at the end of the living room. There are 2 rooms, and at the end of the kitchen is a TV or entertainment room. Then in a cross, which an open area which connects 3 more rooms. The first room on the left is waterfront, and the other room on the right is also waterfront. And the third room, which is a double, not waterfront, being this art, the end of the garage. Okay. Everybody with me? I went to the room of the main client, Miss Jackson, to mention to her that dinner was ready since 20 hours, that if it needed to be extended, they would be charged an extra hour, which she did not agree to, and sent everyone to dinner since everyone was sitting in her room. So everybody was sitting in Dejanay's room. That's what we seen when they were talking or whatever. Minutes later, they all sat at the table and began to drink a lot. That is when I met Miss Shanquell, who was the last one to approach the table to celebrate, noticing in her a strange attitude. She seemed not to fit in with the others. When I introduced myself, she did not agree. She did not greet me or smile. She was indifferent, nothing to do with the atmosphere of the celebration. She was out of place at that party. I made sure that they were seated, having dinner, sharing in celebration, and that they had the information for the internet, the audio, the operation of the house. Once everything was ready, I left all the clients, the chef, I left all the clients, the chef with his name, with phone number and a name, and the waitress and their name and their phone number. They stayed in the place. The next day at 13:50, which would be 1:50 in the evening, I received a text message. That's when they received a text message at 1:50. This is the day of when Shanquell got beat down, you guys. I received a text message from the main guest, Miss Jackson, asking me if I am available and which was the nearest medical service. I greeted her and asked her how I could support her and if she was looking for a hospital. She answered, yes. I think my friend has alcohol poisoning and needs emergency service and someone to speak or translate in Spanish for us. I offered to send her to a doctor so he could determine if it was necessary to go to the hospital, and I told her that doctor speaks English. She answered yes. She said, please. I tell her that it costs $100. That's it. $100 for the visit, plus the medicine. I asked her if she agrees, and she answered yes, as soon as possible. So that was Dejanay that asked for the doctor, not Winter Donovan. I tell her that I will make the call to request a service, to which she answered, yes, please. Around 2 p.m. on October the 29th, I called Dr. They blacked out the name, who is our contact for medical attention of our guest, and whose phone number is, they gave the phone number. And in about 4 minutes, Miss Jackson texted me asking me what I had been told. And I answered her that a doctor is going to contact her to check her friend. And she replied, okay. Attached to this document is a screenshot of the conversation with Miss Jackson. And she asked me for medical help. And the conversation is recorded on 3 letter-sized sheets of paper attached here too. At 16:25, they blacked out the name, texted me, and told me that the girl has to be hospitalized. I guess the doctor, text at 14:25, which is 4 o'clock, 4:25, 4:30, pretty much. At 4:25, saying that the girl needed to be hospitalized and that her friends were finding out if they had insurance. To which I asked if she is in serious condition, and the doctor said no. The doctor said no, she's not in serious condition, but that she does need an IV, that she is practically unconscious. Okay? And that was why she had to be hospitalized. Later, the administrator, the name is blacked out, which the phone number, they blacked out that, called me to ask if I requested an ambulance for the villa. I told him no. He tells me that security of Puerto Rico, Cabo, is asking him about the request and access of an ambulance to Casa Linda number 32. So he says later, they blacked out the name, called me to tell me that the guest had died. So the doctor or the practitioner called him to tell him that the guest had died and asked me to go there as soon as possible. That he is already on his way to help in whatever he can. Oh, so it doesn't say who called him and told him that the guest had died, but it could have been the owner. The owner had called to tell me that the guest had died and asked to go there as soon as possible, that he is already on his way to help in whatever he can. I went to Puerto Rico, Los Cabos, from Cabo San Lucas, after having spoken with whoever. Upon arriving at the villa, I find a couple of multiple municipal police officers talking to, they don't say who, in the parking lot, the owner area of the house. And one of the guests, who was of African-American descent, regular built, short hair, was coming and going from the house and calling by cell phone a relative or friend in the United States, using something as a translator. Using somebody as a translator. I also saw the main client, Miss Jackson, making contact with the male guest, and on several occasions entering and leaving the house. During this time, I am waiting for someone, is blacking out again, to tell me what to do, since he or my concierge team leader. So it's the concierge team leader that they're blacking out. So I entered the house where I initially observed the guest. So he entered the house And he says he observed the guests relaxed, like this, calm, sitting in the living room area near the bar and the dinner table. Then it says, my purpose was to look for the main guest, Miss Jackson, and give her my condolences. When I talked to her, I gave her my condolences. She thanked me and told me that they had talked to her friend's mother and mentioned that this was so fast to lose her in an instant for having had too much alcohol. I asked her if I could give her a hug, to which she said yes, and she gave me a very indifferent hug, very cold. I saw a very sad guest, a skinny girl. I saw that she was in pain. So I don't know who the skinny girl is that was in pain. But then he says, I left that area and stayed outside the main entrance to give them space to mourn and grieve. Minutes later, because remember, they're in the house, sitting around the dinner table in the bar, and he left the main, this is what he's saying. He left the main entrance to give them space to mourn and grieve. And so he went outside of the area that they were in, the living room of the place, the room. And he says, minutes later, I heard laughter. I approached, they blacked out the name, who told me to leave to go back to my villa in Cabo San Lucas, that he will be in charge of following up and supporting the client and the authorities. So the person that is his boss told him to leave and he will go ahead and handle it, his boss. I said goodbye to the clients and I left for Cabo San Lucas. Later, about 21:30, which is 9:30. So 9 to 9:30. The main guest contacted me to request transportation to go to dinner because they had not eaten anything all day due to the situation. So I called whatever transportation they have or whoever, and here's their number, who owned Lands End Transfer. So that's how they got where they needed to go. And they requesting transportation for the client of Villa Linda 32 to San Jose to go to dinner because they had not eaten anything. The driver advised of his departure from Villa Linda 32 to San Jose del Cabo to find a restaurant for dinner. At the end of the service, the driver, they don't say his name, with his phone number, reported via audio message on the WhatsApp chat of the Lands End Transfer Group that the service had ended and that he had left the guests at the airport hotel. So they probably went to dinner and then they went to the airport. They probably went somewhere to go talk in private. Now, where they went to go eat, it doesn't say if they did. Or did he just take them straight to the airport? The next day, they got it blacked out, called me to tell me that the maid was reporting that there was no one in the villa, that if I had been notified that they were leaving, to which I replied that no, that the day before they had only requested transportation to the center. So later, about 11 in the morning, I sent a message to Miss Jackson to offer my support, asking if everything is okay And if there was anything I could do for it without getting a response until the next day, Monday. So he asked this Sunday, October the 31st, when she texted me asking if she had to do anything else for checkout, if she had to sign anything, I could email it to her as they had already left. Later, she asked me for the property manager number. So minutes later, I sent it to her. Days later, I found out that there is a lot of controversy because of the news in the video of the main guest, Miss Dejanay Jackson, hitting her friend Shanquell, the guest who died. When I saw the video in social media, I realized that practically the main guest, Miss Jackson, had manipulated me with the information she provided of what happened to leave the country as soon as possible. It should be noted that she put the name of Nazir Wiggins as the last person on the guest list or registry. And everything else after that is about the autopsy. Okay? So we'll get into that another day. But one thing Nazir did say is he didn't sign that. And right there, it shows he did not sign the registry, that Dejanay signed the registry. So if you got any questions, you guys, we've got 19 minutes. You can call in. You can come up on the live. You can ask the questions. You can call in. Oh, wow. My phone is dead. You can't call in. My phone is dead. You have to come up. Hold on. You can't call in today. My phone just went dead. I've been on it all day. I am so sorry about that. I can go get a thing and put it on the charger while we're here. It can charge. If somebody needs me to do that. So the math ain't mathing. Exactly. It ain't. My name is John. I don't breastfeed. I can breastfeed what? Okay, John, you out of here. Okay, Freddie. Freddie's in the building, in the dark.
I'm not in the dark.
Okay, what's going on? Let me
I
see.
just
Hold
can't
on.
understand. When did Nasal get that for real? And it's a big question trying to find out who all was where, who arrived when.
Exactly.
That's what I can't understand at all, really. And Nasal, he said he helped dress her, he laid her, he talked to her, and all of this. I'm talking about what kind of drugs were they on? So you don't hear of deceased people doing all of this. He wasn't Nasal said she did, with her, helping her out and all.
Right.
Because people don't, I haven't seen a deceased person do that one yet.
Exactly.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. K Solo.
One thing, I thought they said that Shanquell paid for that trip, but
No,
now they talk
Shanquell-
about Dejanay the main person.
Exactly. Shanquell didn't pay for the trip. So remember, I was telling you guys that there's no way Shanquell could have paid for that trip because Shanquell was the last one that was even invited on the trip. She was invited.
Is that right?
Yeah, she couldn't pay for the trip because the trip was already made and planned, and then Khalil invited Shanquell. And remember, Nazir said that he was invited too, but he waited to the last minute to say yes. But Shanquell was the last one invited.
Oh wow!
I
I
mean,
thought that
why would
villa
you?
was in Shanquell name. Mm.
No, no. And remember, I can't remember who helped us find this information. It was either there's three people I got in mind. I don't know if it was Brown Sugar or we got someone else that's in North Carolina. And then there's another person that was giving us information on this case. But Dejanay's mother had went to the same villa a month prior. And remember, I was saying everybody was acting like Dejanay didn't have money, but her mother went to this villa a month prior to them going. And they might have like that shared time where they can have that villa. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that her mom went, and I'm
Oh,
thinking
like a
that was,
timeshare.
yeah, like a timeshare.
Mm.
Because it costs a lot of money for that villa, but I mean, you got so many days that you can say, yeah, I want it this day, this day, this day, this day, you know. So, yeah. Okay, I got y'all both named in
Yeah,
the Eastern.
and Isaiah was telling the truth when he said he didn't sign that thing. So
Right. I don't know. Somebody's trying to call on there, but my phone is dead. It's ringing, but I can't see it. Nazir did tell the truth
wow.
about that.
Yep.
So, I
Woo.
mean, I don't think Nazir is
But
telling
I'm
the truth.
glad. But I'm glad her attorneys, Ben Crump and them, went and pushed for some movement in this case. They had
Yes,
to actually go down to Mexico themselves to get all of this out in the open.
right. And they're trying to keep this case alive because, Ben
They
Crump
went to the
knows,
White House with it too.
right. In order for it to not go dead, you got to put out some more information because, nobody knows what's going on and they done seen the video. And now everybody knows instead of assuming what happened, Dejanay did not Dejanay paid for the trip or the Linda 32 Cabo room. This was her trip. She was in charge. And I kind of thought for a minute, maybe that the whole fight was over that room.
Oh,
Hold
getting
on,
the
let me
best room.
get somebody in here. Hold on. Okay, Yvette, you on live. You got anything? Can't hear you.
Unmute yourself, Yvette.
Okay.
Oh.
No, he's still on there, but yeah. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. So I've just kicked him out.
Yeah, I be having problems with getting on StreamYard with my phone too, so I just go on the laptop is much easier.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't even trying to speak. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Even though it was on
But he
speaker.
put in the private. Have you seen the private chat?
What's that?
The private chat in
Oh,
StreamYard.
okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was the John that said something about some breasts too. So
What?
yeah, he said somebody wanted to suck some breasts.
Oh
So
no, he probably a troll then.
I don't know. Anywho's, so was Nazir there?
Nazir said when he got there, everything had already happened. Like it was It was pretty much like she was already gone. Talk about she was in the bathroom or something. I forgot exactly what he said, but him just sitting there stroking her hair and all of that. Like, what? That's weird. Talk about he was holding her, stroking her hair and all of that. But then he said he didn't get there till afternoon, like at like about 2 o'clock or so.
Right.
So if that is the case, that girl's body was there from what 7, 8 o'clock in the morning all the way until after 2 o'clock.
Right. Like she could have lived.
She should have been cold already by the time Nazir got there, if he got there at the time he said he got there. And you can't tell a cold body, from a warm one.
Well, you remember one of the maids said that she went to clean the room and found her and went to go find the friends, and they were out and
Is
told
that
them
the
that
time they supposed to? But then they're talking about dinner. They arranged a dinner. See, that's why it's all so confusing.
it says
That they never showed up to.
can we go over arrival time? Okay. So 7 to 8 is when the video, they're saying that the video looks like it was taken at 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
At 3 p.m. is when they were supposed to arrive in Mexico. At 7
what video was taken at 7 to 8 in the morning then? What video was taken at 7 in the morning?
When Dejanay was beating Shanquell?
Yeah, but okay, and they were set to arrive in Mexico at 3 o'clock?
No.
Or was Nazir set to arrive at 3 o'clock?
No, Dejanay. They were supposed to arrive at 3 p.m. on the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on the 27th. They were supposed to arrive on the 27th, 3 p.m. But she texted the concierge and said the plane was late and it won't be there until 1719, which is 2 hours and 19 minutes later.
Yeah, 5:19. Uh-huh.
And I've never seen a plane that's 2 hours and 19 minutes late. You might be 20, 30 minutes late, but
I've heard planes being delayed like 2 hours. Yeah, I've heard of flight delays of 2 hours.
Okay. So, first of all,
but what they were flying from North Carolina, was it due to weather that the plane was late? Because I know they've gotten hit with like a lot of snow and stuff too down there this past year. Well, this winter season.
But when this happened,
down south, and see down south, they don't know they not equipped like we are up north to handle that. Handle the snow and all that.
Okay. So, what was the weather like in South Carolina, October the 27th?
2022.
Average 73 degrees.
Oh no, it wasn't no snow out there then. 73 degrees.
Yeah, it was nice. Let me see. Let me find it. What was the weather like in South Carolina on October the 27th, 2022? Weather in Charleston in October, South Carolina, it was sunny. Average weather in October, 3 days, precipitation is 11 days of clouds, but 17 days was sunny. The day of that in October 22nd, it was sunny. Average weather is 63 to 79. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that's too warm to be like inclement weather for to hold up a plane.
You got
Unless it was
IT.
mechanical issues.
Right. Okay, so we're going to have to find out, was there a problem with the plane?
Do we know the flight number that they were supposed to be on?
Somebody, I think Brown Sugar got that information, or the other person that I was talking to got that information, but
You guys know there's the time difference too, right? So say it's 4:59 in North Carolina, right? It's
mhm.
I'm on
1:59 in Cabo, Mexico.
It's a 2-hour difference.
Yeah, behind. So Mexico's
mm.
behind North Carolina. So I don't know if
So
that
they were
has
supposed to
anything.
arrive in Mexico at 3 something Mexico time, but then it got pushed back to 5 something Mexico time.
Oh, so maybe it did land on time, but she didn't know that the time is different. Because see, I don't believe that this plane was late. Not no 2 hours unless there's something wrong. Like that's probably the difference there. She
And the
probably thought,
plane ticket probably looks confusing. They were probably confused on the plane ticket because if they leave at a certain time from North Carolina, sorry,
It's supposed to have
you
that
know what I
time
mean,
on
going
it.
to Mexico, yeah, you know what I mean. So it backtracks. So they're probably like, what? So they probably thought the
right,
plane
that
was late.
2 hour difference right. They thought,
Hmm.
okay, they probably thought, because they probably looked at how long does it take to get there, and they was like, oh, we should be there by 3 o'clock. But then when you get over there, it's just like if I go to Las Vegas right now, even though
It'd be
time
1
is
o'clock.
the same, yeah, it's 6 o'clock or 2 o'clock. You got to change the time.
SP, are you on Eastern time too? Or are you on
Yes,
Central?
I'm on Central.
Oh, you on Central.
Again,
Okay, so you
I
an
know
hour behind
Arizona's
me.
mountain time. We don't have a time change, so I don't know how close that is to, because we're right next to Mexico, but we're not next to Cabo San Lucas. But I don't know if it's the same
You're right.
time difference.
ITT, that plays a big role, because like I can sit here and say I can drive to Las Vegas and it take me 8 hours. But when I drive 8 hours, okay, if it's 4 o'clock now, okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it should be 12 o'clock when I get there. But when I get there, it's not going to be 12 o'clock. It's going to be 10 o'clock because time change.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Once you know what I'm saying? But it's still an 8-hour drive. So they
yeah,
probably
and
Yeah.
added in the equation. Okay, we're gonna be there because it's okay. The plane is a 6-hour flight. Okay, so we're gonna be there at 3 p.m. And then it's like, oh snap! But we're there. It's 3 p.m. in the United States, but here in Mexico, time change, 2 hours different. It's 5:19 instead of 3:19.
no, it's 2 hours behind.
So
Well,
it'd
they
Two
be
got
hours
two.
behind.
119.
Well,
It'd
depends
be
on because you guys know what the daylight savings. What is it? Spring forward and fall back, right?
right.
So, I don't know when it happened in January, so it would probably would it still be in fall? You guys would know more on that end, but I just know that we don't change time. So, like I just Googled it right now. So I said, is there a time difference in North Carolina to Mexico? So it might have just gave me the present, you know what I mean, time. So if there's because we're
So
in
what
what
time does it say right now?
it's so right now it would be 2:06. So it's 2:06 where I'm at.
Okay. It's
So what time
2:06.
is it?
What
And
time
it's
is it?
5:06 where I'm at.
Let me check. Hold on.
And when I'm on the East Coast, the same time South Carolina will be on.
She's saying it's behind, not ahead.
It's 2:06
So
over there too.
it's
It's
3 hours behind East Coast time then.
yeah.
You said
Yeah,
it's
I just
2:06 there right
yeah.
now,
Mhm.
ITT in Cabo?
Yeah. And I'm in Arizona, and it's 2:07 here, so so that means it's the same. I said
Well,
Cabo San Lucas.
that means it's 3 hours behind East Coast time.
Right. Because I live in Tucson, Arizona, so I only like from the border, like Nogales, Arizona, like to go across the border, we're only like maybe 45 minutes to an hour at the most away from that border. But that's why I was saying I wasn't sure about, about Cabo San Lucas, but Mexico is Mexico, I would imagine, unless, you're going way far, but I don't think it changes.
And Mexico must have at least 2 time zones too.
So
Mexico's pretty big, yeah. That's why I was checking. But I put specifically Cabo San Lucas, and it said there was a 2 hour. So if it's 4:59, it'd be 1:59. So right now it's the same time as it is here in Arizona, 2:08.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw a wrench in the thought process. I was just thinking, oh yeah, this dawned on me right now.
Okay, let me see. What time is it in South Carolina right now?
It's 5:08.
It's 5:08 p.m.
Okay.
I'm on the same time as South Carolina.
Yes.
We on the Eastern Standard Time over here.
So maybe that's where like.
Mechanical issues with the plane.
But she said right now in Mexico it's 2:07.
Yeah, so they behind. They on California time. Cabo is on California time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's Mexico. Yeah.
Okay, so we probably need to get some more information on that. But what do you guys think about? How about the 2 guests that was already there?
I wonder who that was that got there ahead of everybody. Because their names are redacted too, right?
Nizier said that he came a day late. He was supposed
right?
So he's claiming that he came a day later. Isn't he claiming that he came later, that he wasn't there that day?
Right. He said he was.
He came the day that Shanquell was murdered, but he came later on that day.
Right.
So whatever the day they did what they did before he got there for a reason, because they didn't want him there to be able to stick up for her.
And I think they moved her body. They put her back in the bed, because if he said he was sitting, if it's true, I'm not saying who's lying and who's telling the truth, but if he said he was rubbing her head, I don't, you know what I mean? They moved her back in the bed, and that could have easily, you know what I mean? Just, made her fate the way it became, because if they moved her body from the floor and put her back in the bed, and if he's telling the truth about him rubbing her head, or whatever, playing soft music, he says, then, then they moved her. And then it shows in the pictures, I don't know if you've seen the pictures with the Red Cross, like at the nurses or whatever, she's laying on the floor by a couch.
Yeah, by the couch, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Lisa has joined us.
Hey, SP, I'm confused about the guest list. This time thing is a distraction, because when you get on the plane, if I'm in Chicago and I'm going to California and the time difference is different than my time zone, they correct the time while you're in the air. So you land at the time on the ticket where you're going. So the time thing is like is a little confusing for me. I'm trying to figure out the arrival times. So if it was 2 people already there when you read, and then 5 people came together, that's the entire 7. So Nazier wouldn't have gotten there the day late. according to what you read from the concierge. That was all. That's the whole entire 7. So
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out what 2 people got there first. At first, I thought you said it was one man already there, which I would think is Nazir, and maybe Nazir got there before everybody else and not after everybody else. And then but anyway, so that's what I was in the chat trying to get you to read that again because I didn't want to rewind the tape. I was trying to figure out the count for dinner because that is what you read would suggest it's all 7.
Yeah, it's all
6.
7
It was
of them.
only 6. It was 7 or 6 that went. Oh, it was
And
7. The smaller one was the Cabo 6. Okay.
didn't Shanquella's mom, she mentioned something about that when they arrived and they went to her house and they tried to still pull that story. She said one of them was sweating so profusely like he had to take off his shirt. She says she remembers that he was sweating so bad.
Right. That was Kalia.
That was
Okay, SP, I'm going to get off, but I want to tell you this. Crump and his dream team for Shanquella, probably the main reason I'm willing to bet top dollar they went down there. They knew exactly what happened when they went there. They went there to get Mexico to get them the jurisdiction. They're not sending these people back to Mexico. They're going to try them here. So,
Right.
yeah, okay. So I'm going to get off. I'm just really trying to get my math right.
Right. I'm in agreement with you on that. I don't believe that they're going to send these people. I've never believed they're going to send them over there. If they did, I'm going to be surprised.
The U.S. normally don't send people back.
Right.
It's rarely ever. Now they will, but rarely ever do they send people back to be executed. And then there's a lot going on in Mexico, so this might be bigger than what we even know. Because
And I did
with everything that's happened since.
I did some research
the 3
on
ladies that came up missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they got a grandma that's missing.
Okay, I'm gone, SP. Have a good one.
All righty.
I did some research on the charge of femicide, and that's that's what they say that they were probably going to charge whoever or whomever, or if there's more than one, they were going to charge a femicide. And if you look up the conviction rate of femicide is extremely low in Mexico.
I saw that too.
Yeah, it's extremely low due
That's
to
why they were
lack
trying
of
to get them to
resources.
change
They
back
say.
to homicide.
Okay.
So it'd probably be better for them to get tried here in the States.
Well, somebody had called me earlier. I've got every one of you guys' name on here. I got K Solo right here. I got 3 tickets for you. I got Freddie. I got 3 tickets for you, Freddie. I got ITT. I got 3 tickets for you. And Lisa, I got 3 tickets for you. Just making sure everybody know I got their tickets in there.
And while I was saying about the time difference, what I was thinking was possibly because you know how they said there's 2 different reports and 2 different times of saying when she passed away. Maybe I don't know if that might be a discrepancy. I'm just kind of throwing it out there. I'm not sure, but that might be what might be causing some confusion. I don't know. But Mexico is Mexico. Mexico's kind of corrupt over there. You know what I mean? So who knows? What it is.
Right. So I don't know why they're saying. Well, they're saying the Cabo 6 because Shanquella will make the 7.
7. So. Yeah.
And I think, don't quote me, but I think that there was somebody that was supposed to go, and like you said, Shanquella got invited, like last or late in the game of going on the trip. I think there was a friend that was of, I don't know of whom, of the 6 that she like kind of she bailed out on the trip, and I think that maybe that's why Shanquella was kind of, they said, hey, you want to go or whatever.
Right. Well, here's the thing, and Unsolved Cases and News says, does anyone have the autopsy? The autopsy is on here, but to read the autopsy, it's not going to make sense to just a regular person, because they said something, that's something else. They said something about there was friction burns on her ankles.
Yeah, probably from her swinging her around.
That's probably from them picking her up and moving her body and all of that before she was actually, deceased.
Right. And if you guys want to go over the autopsy, it ain't gonna make a lot of sense, but we can go over the autopsy.
I know a Hispanic individual read the autopsy and says that the one from over there in Cabo San Lucas, or the one that they did over there, it says that it's missing a lot of, like, critical information. It's got a lot of blanks where there shouldn't be blanks.
Well, you know what was very surprising to me is when the concierge said, okay, if you want a doctor to come, it's going to be $100. And she says, yes, okay, yes, okay.
Right, and they called Shanquell's mom and asked her for money. Didn't they ask for money?
Yeah, they asked for $5,000.
Oh, it was $5,000?
They asked for $5,000. But here's the thing. If you can get a doctor to come to you for $100, when the one concierge that was the team leader concierge, the head supervisor concierge, told the other concierge, his employee, you go ahead and go home. I'll handle this. They were probably getting paid.
Yeah. And then from what I comprehend is that when they said they were talking about going to dinner, that they didn't go to dinner. They just, when the driver came or the driver went to go drive them, they went to another hotel and then they skipped out, came back to the United States.
Yep, yeah, they went to that hotel by the airport.
Exactly. Now, if you guys do not remember, everybody was like, yeah, they went partying. Yeah, they went and did this. I said, no. I said, nope. They went
They were trying to get up out of Dodge.
Yeah, if they went somewhere that they can talk, but they went close to that airport so they can get on the next thing smoking out of there.
When they contacted Dejanay, she was probably already ready to board the plane, and she didn't contact them. Remember, they said she didn't respond until later. So until she was probably already on the plane or already landing over here is when she responded.
Yeah, they said the next day.
Kind of postpone, postpone them saying anything to the mom.
Right. She didn't say nothing. She texted him back and was like, if there's something for me to sign, just email it to me.
Yeah,
so somebody's calling on here, but I'm gonna turn this completely off.
Well, I'm gonna jump down. I just wanted to
back to the US.
They what?
They knew they had to get back to the US. They couldn't stick around there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you said the maid went and noticed that they weren't there, I think that's kind of where the confusion is too, because when you said that the concierge or somebody said, wanted to give the condolences, and then when they went to the room, she said, it's empty. There's nobody here.
No, the concierge already gave the condolences.
Oh, okay.
And then he let them be by themselves.
Oh, yeah. I remember. You're right. All right. Well, I'm going to jump down. I just wanted to kind of throw my little thoughts in there.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
All right. You too.
The whole situation, is crazy.
It is. It is. It doesn't make any sense that their plane was 2 hours late. I don't know what
Only thing I can think of is some kind of mechanical issue at the last minute they found out. That's it.
Right. And then when they got there, they didn't go directly to the room. They wanted to go shopping, but there was 2 people already there, and the one person said it was a couple. So that makes me think it could be
it was a male and female. So who was the first 2 on that guest list?
Yeah, a male and a female. It never makes sense for it to be a male and a female, because then the people that came, he said it was 5 altogether. It was 3 women and 2 men. That means Khalil and Dejanay was there. And then here come, Khalil and Shanquell was there. And then here come Dejanay, Elise, Hyatt, and Winter,
and
Malik and Nazir.
Malik. Mm-hmm.
And they had to put, Nazir was probably doing some stuff. So Dejanay signed Nazir's name.
Yeah, and you notice how she didn't even put a phone number for him. Did you see the actual check-in paper?
Yeah.
She didn't put no phone number for him.
Yeah. And maybe Khalil, I'm thinking since
But
Khalil's
I'm trying to figure out who was the first two that was signed on that list.
Khalil is the first one signed.
You know who number 2 is?
Let me go and look. I could tell you. I could tell you who it is. My thing went straight to there. Let me see. Despite numerous attempts to revive her, Robinson was pronounced dead at 5:57. But Robinson's death certificate says she died 15 minutes after suffering a severe spinal cord injury and a broken neck. Let me find it real quick. Here. I don't know how many times I done downloaded this thing. Here it is. Let me go up. It says Khalil Cook was, see, nobody put nothing on number 1. And I think they did that because Khalil Cook and Malik Dyer was the first two to sign it. But remember, they were all together by then. Dejanay tried to be the last one by putting her name number 7. But then she added Nazir Wiggins. Hold on. I'm looking. And you know what? And I'm looking at her writing and the way she spelled her name and her A's and E's is the same. So she did. She signed Nazir's name. She really did. And I'm trying to see. Shanquell signs her name very nice. Very well. And no. But hold on. It's hard to Yeah. Yeah. Private villa and condominium. Yeah.
If that's the case, dangerous. Because Dangerous said, y'all do know that the guest list was signed in front of the concierge the night before the dinner. Nazir said he wasn't either.
Yeah, but the concierge also says that Dejanay signed for Nazir.
Yeah, because he wasn't even there at the time.
That's what they said. Make note that Dejanay signed for Nazir. So was it? I mean, here's something, and then you got to remember there was a video with Shanquell skinny dipping by herself. Now, here's my thoughts, and this is just here's my thoughts. Yeah, I don't think Nazir was there. I think Khalil was there, and Shanquell was there. People keep trying to call on this phone, and somebody's trying to. Hey, this is SP. I'm trying to put you on speaker, but I can't see my phone because it's so dead. Hold on. Okay. No, not really.
They had to sign as you because anytime any guest signs in at that place, their names had to be on the list at the time of check-in.
Right.
Otherwise, if somebody came later, they will not be allowed in. That's why she signed his name on there. But what I'd like to know is, do you have the information of what time designated them actually left out of Mexico?
No.
So what the time difference is that when they left the villa to the time that they arrived at the airport, we don't have that. So we don't know really what they really did.
Well,
and the information where they took a cab, right, to the airport?
Yeah. Remember at 9:30, they took a cab. Well, they took transportation to go get something to eat. And that was the end of them.
Was that PM or AM?
That's PM.
That had to be PM. So did they eat at the airport, or did they get another ride from where they went to eat to the airport?
Who knows?
I think that guy that Uber or whoever that was supposed to be taking them to get something to eat said that he dropped them off at the hotel by the airport. They never went out to eat.
Well, he didn't say they never went out to eat. He said the last ending. He says the ending of their destination was at the airport. He said, yeah. He never said they never if they went to eat or they went directly to the airport. He just said the ending destination was at the airport. That means they had already had all their luggage and everything from the room.
Yep, including Shanquell stuff because they took her stuff back to her mother.
Yep.
But Nazir, didn't he say something about them still celebrating his birthday?
No, he was complaining because he didn't get a chance to. Talk about they had all these activities planned and he couldn't do none of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about I was supposed to be going out there for my birthday and I couldn't even do. We had all kind of stuff planned and I couldn't do none of that. I didn't even get to enjoy my time.
I want to remind you guys that remember Shanquell had a video of her skinny dipping and it was in the morning time and Dejanay and the 5 didn't get there until 8. I mean, 8 p.m. It's nighttime. So Shanquell got a video of her skinny dipping, remember, and sleeping in the hammock. So Shanquella's there before Dejanay. So she have to be the couple with Khalil.
Yeah. Because wasn't Khalil the one that recorded that video talking about we got a body, yaddy, yaddy, yaddy?
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm thinking, because it was daytime when she was doing the skinny dipping, and if Dejanay and them didn't get there till 8 p.m., it wouldn't have been no, you know. And remember, the concierge said he didn't see the other guests; he just seen the man. But they said it was a couple. Yeah. So she didn't even come with them. She might not even know that they were going to be together or they were going to show up.
Now it got me thinking it wasn't really planned if Shanquell was invited last minute.
Right. I don't know how long it stay light out, but I'm pretty sure at 8 p.m. it's dark. And you got to remember, time just changed. But in October, they're 8 p.m.
The time would have been like just like it is right now in October, because I think in November is when the time goes back.
Right. Hey, Brown Sugar's on board. Welcome, Brown Sugar.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing great.
Okay, I was thinking about you remember the skinny diving video that you was talking about a while ago?
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's the person they go by Boss Man Cash, that who was doing the recording at the time. So as I researched, and it Boss Man Cash, it goes back to Khalil. And so I'm thinking that Khalil and Shanquell was the first two people who was there at the villa.
Mm-hmm. That's what you've been saying.
Yeah, and so now as far as Nazir, it's when the concierge when he stated that when he described the five people that who arrived, including Dejanay, we know that it was Dejanay. We know that was Winter because he did mention a Latino, which was Winter, and Elise, and so that places Nazir arriving with Dejanay and the rest of the crew.
Right. Hmm.
Now I want to believe him, but after reading those statements, it's kind of it's hard to believe. And then I sent you those the flight.
Right.
And so now it showed that they had a late arrival in Mexico. It was a 40-minute late, but it was 41 minutes late. But it didn't mention anything about no 2 hours. About being 2 hours and 2 hours. No, what 3 2 hours late arrival.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you're saying Nigeria got there way earlier than what he's saying, right, Brown Sugar?
No, the way. Okay, no. I'm based on the statement, based on the concierge statement, it places Nazir with Dejanay and the rest of the crew. They all arrived, at the same time. The five people. Dejanay,
Right.
Winter, Elise, Malik, and had it been Nazir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dangerous just made a good point. What if Khalil met them at the car to meet them arriving, and that's how the concierge was confused about 5 people arriving?
Yeah, could, because he didn't see the first two. I mean, he didn't see. He only seen one.
Yes, that's right. And see, the chef, the one that said he seen 2 people, which was a couple, and you know, like a lot of people thought Khalil and Shanquell was a couple until I think that was a mom or sister. One came out and let me know that they was best friends, but they was never. It wasn't a relationship like not as a couple. So, but like you said too, it could have been Mexico. They where the chef could have been like it could have been put as 2 people, but they he might have thought Shanquella and Khalil, Khalil and Shanquella was a couple. Because y'all remember that video also when Shanquella she was walking through the villa looking for the rest of them, right? And
I'm
there was
talking about
all
it
that
don't take
smoke.
y'all long to get naked.
Yeah. And you remember when you see Khalil, he walks in the room right in front of her. So Khalil I don't think he had on was some swimming trunks. Like swimming trunks to me. And so we don't know we don't know what if Sanquilla had, anything on or anything because she was behind the camera. She the one was, doing the recording. So plays, that right there stated that we know for a fact that Khalil was already there because if they was just not getting there, there's no way he would have got, he would have got undressed that fast.
You know what? I was sitting here thinking this came to me twice that
Uh-huh.
somebody in the chat said something about this. But now thinking about it, because Khalil has this thing with um I guess he has these boxing shorts or whatever and things of that nature. You know how people think, let's make a video or something. They were in the room, in Dejanay's room, all on her bed, talking to her and stuff. They were planning on let's have this rumble, this fight. Y'all record it, and then Dejanay said she was gonna take it all the way to the end, and then that's when and maybe Khalil paid them to do this fight, and then they were going to record it, and then they was going to sell it and make money on it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't meant to kill her, but beat her really down because she didn't know. Long she didn't know, but everybody else is sitting there recording it, thinking. But Dejanay said she was going to take it. What did she say? What was her words?
Well, make it hot. Something
She
about make
said,
it
"I'm
hot.
gonna make it hot."
Yep.
And so when Shanquella come in, Shanquella's talking about, oh, she said she gonna get it crump, but Shanquella didn't know they were talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. So they all
Fighting
in
her.
Shanquella's
Yeah.
room with their phones ready to record, and here come Dejanay in the room. Come on, B, come on, we gonna do this. And then she just tearing her up, because
Mm-hmm.
why would somebody take that video back to Winston-Salem, because that's in South Carolina, to the same place where they went to school, showed it, and then it started going viral. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is
Uh,
crazy. And I'm still wondering who the one that was that leaked the video.
Mm-hmm. It had to be one of them girls, Elisa or Winter.
I'm
And
thinking
they
it could have been more so been Elise because Elise was, the one talk about the situation wasn't right or whatever.
when she talk about that,
You know what? That could have been that fake page too,
right?
because there was fake pages going on around too. This case
Until
is
I see
so
their face like
crazy.
Nazir. Nazir showed his face and said what he
Mm-hmm.
said. I mean, I give him props for that. I really do. Because if he wouldn't have showed his face, we wouldn't have known it was him. We really wouldn't.
Yeah, everybody was hiding behind pages with writing on them or just a voice or whatever with a black, with blackness.
Right.
Like hiding behind the black screen.
North Carolina, South Carolina. Yeah, I don't know which one. I think it's North Carolina. Winston-Salem
Well,
is
yeah,
North
that's North
Carolina.
Carolina.
I might be saying South Carolina, but I believe
Well, it don't matter.
North.
They right next door to each other and
Oh
they're still in
yeah,
the same time zone.
yeah. They just right across the street.
It's like New
Yeah,
York and New Jersey.
exactly. Catch the bus over there for $20.
But this report it makes it it leads to more questioning because as I think about it too, the video, when it was at the dinner table. Okay, we didn't see Nazir in that video. So, we did see everyone besides him. So, well, I don't know. I don't just
Nazir did say that he came a whole day late.
Yeah, he did. But the thing is but who was the fifth person that arrived with Dejanay?
Well, Dangerous said it could have possibly been Khalil going out there to meet the group, but then whoever was talking about it was 5 people coming, got confused on that.
You know what? That does, yeah.
Hmm.
It do make it makes a difference. It does. He could have got it confused.
Yeah.
But how's that though? Because he described the guy he described the guy that he seen that he saw.
Yeah.
Who, the concierge or the cook?
Yeah, the concierge. You remember he described the male that he seen. He only saw one person, and that was a male. And he described that person.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have been confused. I mean, that was confused. He couldn't have been confused.
Hmm.
I just
Like
wanted to.
someone said in the chat a while ago, that it could be possible there's someone that's unaccounted for. I don't know who said it, but they did. It could be someone that's not accounted for.
Hmm.
But I
Okay.
honestly believe that Khalil and Shanquell was the first two people who was there.
Hmm.
I just wanted to tap in just one more time, real quick. The if you look at when they're having dinner, I don't know if it was that evening before it all happened. When they're taking shots, if you look at the Winter's nails and you look at the other girls' nails, because they're all taking shots at the table. There's a picture of them or a video of them, and you can see one of the girls has all white nail, like all white kind of nails, and the other one has just French tip. So whoever was taking the video, you could see like the fingers. If you look at the nails, I don't know who's who or what's what, but I believe Winter had the all white nails. The other one had the white tip. So when you see them with their fingers on the phone when they were recording that incident, like you just look at the nails and like that you can figure out like who was doing the recording, if it was Winter, because I think they were trying to figure out who it was or whatever. I know they have 2 different style of nails.
Okay.
But see, but you could
Right.
tell that was Winter doing the recording because you think about not the nails but the skin, the color of the skin and the shape, this what I'm saying is the thin or thickness of the hand.
In Winter, she's got some Spanish in her. I think Winter
She's
is,
more light. She's lighter skinned, yeah.
but I think she's not just African American. I think Winter.
Latino.
I seen her brother, and I think her brother is Spanish or Mexican.
Yes.
Maybe not Mexican, but what they call them because my sister-in-law says, "Do not call me a Mexican," and I'll be she's
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. She's like, "I'm not a Mexican." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "What are you then?" And she's like,
And
"I'm
there's a
Puerto
picture of Winter, like she's laying on her stomach in the villa. Like there is a picture of she's kind of laying on her stomach, like on the floor, and you can see her nails like clear as day, clear there too.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Where you finding
right."
all these pictures at?
They're
Well,
out.
yeah, I moderate for another channel. And we've been deep diving on this Shanquella case. We've been deep
Oh,
diving since the beginning. So, but like I noticed like there was, I watched other people, but the one said, "Oh yeah, that's right," and he said something about the nails, and I was like, "That's true," because they were kind of slowing it down, and not the of Shanquella, but just showing the when they were recording, and it's true. And one of them has white nails, the other one has white tip.
Yeah. So who do you think that was doing the recording?
I think the one doing the recording had the white tip. Don't quote me on it. I don't want to say for sure because I didn't
Uh-huh.
really like deep dive on that. I just know I did notice when they were pointing it out because they showed a picture of her laying on the floor, Winter laying on the floor, and she had the all white tips. So whoever is recording, whoever, if you guys want to look back at it and just
Oh
see,
yeah,
what I mean, if
I
it's white
still
tip
got
or
it
all
in
white.
I still got it in my gallery,
Yeah.
the video.
I'll
Actually, let me see
I'll
if
see
I
if I can get some pictures and I'll send them to you, SP. Like, just showing like Winter, like when she's laying on the floor and stuff, so you can
oh,
see what I'm
hold
talking
on. Here
about.
we go. Hold on.
Down to it. Fuck those who don't do it how we do it, cause we used to it. Drink, motherfucker. Drink!
Like right when she holds it up, you can see her nails.
One. Winter, come on now. You be working. Deja, we know you weren't working on upper body when you was working out. Come on, let me see what you got, Winter. Winter, what is that?
See Winter's nails.
What a card at? Man, these people here. Come on, Lisa, grab a card.
Okay.
Winter had the all white.
Wow. That's what's going on. So those were Winter's nails, and you seen both. You seen them while they were drinking. You guys need to see it again, real quick.
it
Yeah,
looked
right
like
when
they
you
had
show it, right
on
when they
white
hold the
tips
shot
too.
glasses up, if you look at the two girls and you can you can see the difference. If you slow it down, you can see the difference in the nails.
And then we have to go back and look at the
The
actual
one
beat
where the
down
recording, yeah.
and look at those nails. We'll look at it again. I kept this for a reason.
Down to it. Fuck those who don't do it how we do it, cause we used to it. Drink, motherfucker.
See the
Drink!
white tip.
One. Winter, come on now. Deja, you be working. Deja, we know you weren't working on upper body when you was working out. Come on, let me see what you got, Winter. Winter, what is that? What a card at? Man, these people here. Come on, Lisa, grab a card.
Nails, whoever was holding the camera, that person's nails was shorter than Winter's. But it
That
also
was,
looked like they were saying Dejanay was the one in the green. It looked like she had on white tips too, French tip.
well, she did, but I did look at the one girl that was sitting at the dinner table all the way to the end. She does look like she's Spanish descent. I'm just saying. I don't know who that is, but I'm just saying. She had on the black dress. She didn't
Yeah.
say nothing. She was way in the back. Did you
So there
guys
was,
look at it?
yeah, there was,
Yeah, at the head of the
so then there
table.
was 4 girls, right? 4 girls and three guys or 2 guys.
It was
It was
Winter,
3 guys.
Elise, Dejanay, and Shanquella. And then it was Khalil, Malik, and Nazir.
But see, Nazir's not at the. It's not
Wait a minute,
in
was
those
it 3 people at
videos.
that table? Was it three
No.
guys at that table?
You
2.
can see the whole table.
It was 2. The 2 guys sitting to the left. That was Khalil and Malik.
Right. Let's look at it one more time before we get out of here.
Okay.
Pay attention to the left to see if it's 2 guys, and pay attention to the far right at the very end. That girl,
Like at the
she's
head
the
of the
one that
table.
probably can translate for whoever was needing to translate.
Down to it. Fuck those who don't do it how we do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucker.
Drink.
One.
Winter, come on now.
I only seen 6.
Okay.
Dejanay holding the phone in front of,
Shanquella.
Shanquella holding the phone, filming. Dejanay right across, a young lady here, a young lady there, and 2 men on the left.
All right. Say that was Winter at the far end, the right, and Elise sitting next to her.
So the one in
Yeah,
black was Winter.
yeah,
Yes. You remember Winter had on black in that video,
right.
but you could see that was
And
Winter.
that
You could
blue,
see her
that
face.
green dress, that green was
Dejanay.
Dejanay. So the other one had to be Elise. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But no Nazir.
Mm-mm.
Nazir wasn't there yet.
No.
So
Yeah, 'cause
that's
he
what I'm
said he
saying. I think that Dejanay had she had the most like ill intentions. They're all guilty regardless. You know what I mean? They're
Right.
all complicit regardless. But I
Right.
think she's the one that had the kind of envy, jealousy, the whatever it was with Shanquella, you know, because if she signed Nazir's name, you know what I mean? If she signed his name without him being there to make it look like he was there, maybe she was already trying to set something up. I don't know.
He said the reason why she signed signed his name. He said he signed his name because he wasn't there. And the only way to get in the villa, everybody has to be on the registry.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? I believe that because the concierge said, note that Dejanay signed his name. So
Yeah.
he must have not been there. But what I'm saying with Nazir, I think Nazir is lying about the time he got there because Nazir is sitting there trying to say he didn't know Shanquella was gone or dead.
He seemed really nervous on his Instagram too.
I believe he knows she was dead by the time he got there. That's why he was like, they should have told me before I got here. I would have went somewhere else.
But what I mean, he might have. Okay, you mean it? He didn't know until he got there, right?
I think he didn't know until he got there
Yeah.
because he
And
probably
then
wouldn't have
then it
went.
would be him against all the other ones. You know what I mean? If he didn't
Yeah.
know until he got there, and then he's like, "Damn, I'm here by myself. I'm in Mexico." Like if they did that to her, like who's to say what they're gonna do to me, kind of thing. Because he's outnumbered. I don't know. It's a
I believe
possibility.
Nazir wasn't there. I believe Nazir wasn't there.
We need a man.
I don't know though, but 5 people getting out that car.
Who was that 5th person?
Unless it was Nazir and Hey Passion B, what's going on?
Hi. Hi, SP. Hi, family. Hi, mods. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me up on the panel, and I never do this. This is my first time. But I was thinking about this case, and the one thing I was struggling with was the timeline. But after listening to everybody today and you playing the videos again, it makes sense, right? So if you look at the outfit that Dejanay was wearing, and then you kind of just backtrack. She had that same outfit on at the table when they sat down for dinner, and the video was there, right? And we know based off the concierge report that she was the one that told everybody, "Hey, come on, we got to get to dinner because I don't want to pay extra," right? So we knew she was dressed in that at dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then logically thinking, right? You go to dinner and then you play the games after dinner. So that video, she had that same outfit on. So now they're playing the games, right? Now,
Right.
why would they go skinny dipping before they play the games, right? You don't come out of the pool and put on the same outfit you had on before. So logically, the third event was Shanquell walking down the hallway saying it don't take that long for y'all to get naked. So they didn't go skinny dipping or the attempt to go skinny dipping until after dinner, after they were playing the games, and that's when she walked into the hallway. And I think, to me, it makes more sense because everybody was trying to put everything together, like, when did this happen and when did this happen? Right? Does that make sense, y'all?
Yeah, because she said
Well,
that they were all in back in Dejanay's room, right?
Right.
And I think from where when I was deep diving on the other panel, but that all the luggage was back there too. So like when they arrived, they all kind of put it all in one room. Like they said, they have this big old suite and this big old villa, but all the luggage was kind of like all rolled back to that room. So yeah, that makes sense.
And you know what? That's a good point. And this is just me thinking, y'all. That room where everybody was congregated in, that wasn't Dejanay's room. Because if you remember, the concierge said Dejanay had the master bedroom. That
Right.
room that they were all in the back, that one, according to what I've seen and heard, right? That room was Winter's room. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've been watching and following, but that room wasn't the master suite because they were all the way in the back. I've watched some videos of the layout of the villa, and that room, the concierge said that was the room that was registered to Winter.
and when
I know, SP, right? It doesn't
and,
make sense. I'm still trying to put the timeline together, guys. I am.
I
But
don't know.
and see, and where that beating took place at was taking place in the master's bedroom.
I thought
And
they
they
were
said that
all
she
in
was,
Dejanay's room.
but the concierge said that it seemed like she didn't fit in the group or whatever. Remember, he said that he tried, and she wasn't really. So I think she was feeling the vibe. I think Shanquella was feeling the vibe.
Well, hold on. One thing I do believe when I read something, I believe when the concierge said he went to the main guest room to tell them dinner is ready, and that was Dejanay being the main guest.
I
As
guess now my question is, the room that the assault took place in, was that the master?
Yes.
that was there. I guess there's two masters, but one of them was a not a so good. Dejanay had the master bedroom. This one was a master, but it wasn't that good because remember the concierge was saying because of the lighting and stuff.
Now he said, wait a minute. I thought that he said that was You remember this? Okay. He said that he also said that they had to put the some boards or something up, and we wait a minute.
In the master one.
Yeah, because of how the sunlight comes in the morning.
Right.
So
So Dejanay, I mean, Shanquella didn't have the master bedroom. He said something about the main guest, Dejanay, having the master bedroom. Because at first I thought they were fighting over the bedroom.
And the
Because I'm
reason why she didn't have any clothes on is because they said that that's the way she liked to sleep. She liked to sleep in the bear.
But that's another question I have. Wait, you think that she actually slept like that, knowing she was away from home, and there was other people in the villa with her, along with her?
That's another thought too, because I know I like to sleep in the buff, but if I got company over or if I'm at somebody else's house, I have clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
right. Okay. Because I've got brown sugar in here. I got passion. I've got Phyllis in here.
I didn't have,
And huh?
I didn't have no choice. I couldn't call. And I called one time. So
Maybe I need to keep my phone.
no, don't do that.
I'm gonna jump down again. All right, you guys take care.
All right. Thanks,
So,
ITT. Nice seeing you again. Anybody got some last words they want to share?
No.
And do you guys want to look at the kind of the autopsy? It's going to be hard to kind of go over it, but we can go over some of this stuff because I know there was something Brown Sugar was pointing out about the
about the friction on her left ankle.
friction burn.
Yeah.
And they said it was cut like bruises or whatever all over her body too, didn't they?
Yeah, she did have other cuts and things too. Yeah, I did remember seeing that. But I had an autopsy. See, I haven't. I went over it. Well, I just started looking at it today. But I did see that. But I did see about. I'm sorry, yeah. I did see some cuts on other parts of her body, along with the friction burn. But I'm gonna have to go back to the autopsy report, and take my time and look into it and read more into that, because I have been focused on the statements, and now I'm done with that part, so I need to get to the autopsy. So
Okay.
so the next live, this what we're gonna be talking about is the autopsy report. SP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see what's in that autopsy report. I don't know if it'll help, but I mean all information helps.
Yeah.
But to understand it's like reading something when you're not in that job, it's kind of hard to really understand those words and what they mean.
I know.
So
Yeah.
we'll try to go through it somewhat and get out what we can.
Well, we could just
and then we had to Google words to figure them out. We had to Google them to figure it out.
Okay. That's what we'll do. We'll Google it.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right, y'all have a good night.
All right, you too.
Yes, y'all do.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, SP. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you, Passion B. Wow. I appreciate everybody coming up and we having that conversation. And I know it's been 2 hours. You guys, we usually get off of here in an hour, but I appreciate the conversation. And Brown Sugar told me, she was like, it's going to be more than an hour, SP. I was like, no, it ain't. So, I don't know everything, you guys. I don't know half the stuff, but I'm just going by what we've been doing and what's going on. And this story is going to go somewhere. And if they're going to, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be historic. 2 stories that we're following right now. That's the Tyree Nichols case. It's historic, you guys. That's why I'm going down there to Memphis. I can't go to Mexico. I'm scared to go to Mexico. But and things is going well, or somewhat. I won't say swell, knock on wood, as far as going back to work full time, which I hadn't done in a couple of years. That things Papa wanted me to, so I'm helping. So whatever. Not only helping, but anyway, nevertheless, we're getting back on track. So we're going to be doing these things. I want to appreciate everybody that came out. This golden egg we're going to be giving away on April the 1st. So if you didn't come on the live, like if you came on the live and you showed your face, you got 3 tickets. If you came on the live, didn't show your face, you got 2 tickets in there. If you called in, I think Phyllis was the only one that got in because my phone is black. I can't see nothing. And you know, you got a ticket in there, and we're getting all these tickets, and the last one will be given, I think, the end of this coming week, and then we're going to be giving this big golden egg away come April the 1st. Somebody is going to be happy. You guys, I'm going to get off of here. We'll come back Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time, and we're going to talk about the autopsy on Shanquell case, and if something new comes up, we'll follow that, but be prepared to find out what happened to Shanquell Robinson on her visit with these so-called friends. All right. Bye. Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think I'll have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day.
We won't stop. We will not stop.
Sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right. It's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart. Doesn't matter how far. There is so much left to